then we can respond to you. Hi, Mark, good to see you. Okay, so without further ado, I'd love to kick this thing off. First of all, my name is Shirley Yang. I've probably interacted with most of you already. You get my newsletters. I am the head of community for Brainchest. I try to tell people my job here is to help you get more jobs and also develop a sense of belonging and growth, no matter what your endeavor is, either that's freelance or entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you're striving to do, I'm here to help you. And I'd like to introduce you to the rest of the core team. Adam Jackson, would you please say hi to everyone?
Hey everybody, I'm Adam Jackson. I'm a co-founder and CEO of the project. Nice to see all these new faces here and a couple familiar ones. My job is to help Shirley, Kelly, Grady, and the whole team get you more jobs. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Adam. Mark?
Hi everyone, I'm our head of operations. I'm coming to you from Seattle, and my job is kind of split between bringing new talent on board, bringing new clients on board, and making sure invoicing works smoothly and the payments get to you on time, and then also our product, making improvements to the application that we use.
Mark is located in Seattle, so I just like to include everyone's cities so we know where everyone is. Megan, go ahead.
I'm up in Lake Tahoe. I'm just on the Nevada side of the lake, so I'm up in the mountains. I am our operations manager. I work with a lot of you, connecting you to talent. So if I haven't met you yet, hi. But what I like to do is try and get to know everybody and try and match you to a good opportunity. So that's what I do here at Brainchest.
Everyone's going to interact with Megan a lot if you haven't already. She's really our secret sauce. She's a white glove service all the way from client side and working with you to really find you opportunities that really match what you're looking for. On the other side of the house, enterprise side, we have Grady. Grady has one of the most, well, everyone has super important jobs here, but Grady, why don't you intro yourself?
Yeah, hey guys. Grady, so I'm typically in Denver. Today I'm in the in-laws smoking lounge. This isn't a virtual background, this is real. And I run the client sales side. So my job is to go find new customers and cool companies and great projects for you guys to work on. Nice to meet you all.
Grady has, everyone's a superstar. We're looking at just the enterprise clients that we onboard every month. It's just new logos all the time. And Grady, we are so lucky to have you. Thank you for being such a rock star. And then exciting news, we have added some new team members. And so I wanted to introduce you to our new core team members. Eva, are you still in London? Would you like to say hi?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so I live in London, but actually I'm spending the pandemic in Poland with my family. Probably I am the only one in Europe from Brainchest core team. So a bit different hours. What I'm doing, I'm basically on the talent team. So my job is to help you guys land some great projects with us and make sure that you are going to find a match with our clients, and it will be great. So you can reach out to me if you have any talent related questions, whether you want to find out more about the projects or improve your profiles. I'm at your disposal.
Thank you, Eva. So Eva and Megan work very closely together on job fulfillment and any roles that are new, that are coming up that you have questions about. How's your profile looking? You can reach out to Eva. And if you've been onboarded by Megan and I, you've heard of the Connector program and how some people have earned a lot of trust through introductions. A superstar in that department is Pierre. And Pierre, because he's so great at what he does, we have the honor of bringing him on board as a core team member. Pierre, would you like to say hi?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Pierre. So thanks for the very kind intro. Started working with Brainchest as a connector at the beginning of the year. And, I think what this team is doing is phenomenal. And I'm really excited now to join the core team, working with Grady and Gabe, helping drive more business with our strategic accounts and tech partners. So I'm really excited to be here.
Pierre, what city are you in?
I'm in Palo Alto, California. So.
Oh, fantastic. So Pierre and Grady, I like to try to help compartmentalize like how is the team structured. Pierre and Grady together on the enterprise side, Megan and Eva together on the jobs fulfillment side. Pierre, would you tell us a few of the large accounts that you brought in for us that already posted jobs so people know who to thank?
Yeah, yeah, it's been a team effort, quite honestly, working with Grady and the team. But yeah, we brought in Pacific Life, Coursera, among others. And we have a lot coming down the pipes across industries. So, large enterprises, financial services, in the healthcare space, other startups. So yeah, it's really exciting what's happening.
Thanks so much, Pierre. Also, on Grady's side of the house, we have a new member, Anna. Anna just joined us 3 weeks ago and she's been crushing it. So many lead gens on LinkedIn and through her personal network. Anna, would you like to say hi?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm coming to you from Boston. I am the only member on the East Coast. And I, like Shirley said, I'm helping Grady sign on some more enterprise clients. And it's been really awesome so far. And also, like Pierre mentioned, I am sort of going to start managing the connector program. So if anyone is interested in getting to know more about that, please reach out to me and I can get you started.
Thank you, Anna. And finally, very exciting, we have someone on social media. And social media is really important to us because we don't spend anything on paid ads, right? We don't do SEO, we don't spend anything like that. All of our marketing really is reliant on our owned marketing as well as our earned marketing from talent like you. That's why I'm asking you to please help us with our groundswell efforts. Post to LinkedIn about you being a Braintrust founding member, tweet for us because you are the heroes of the platform. Why do we have us talk about us when we can have you talk about us? So managing that effort is Kelly Davis. We're so glad to have you on board. Kelly, would you like to say hi?
Thank you, Shirley. Hi, everyone. I live in San Francisco, and my job is to build more awareness around the Braintrust brand. So please make sure to follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter.
I love it. Thanks for that plug. And with that, I hope everyone can just drop us a line afterwards. We're all on Slack. And the reason why we do this face-to-face is so that we're real people behind an email address. We're actually here. We care about you. We care about one another. That's why we do these every month. And in addition to this, core talents, once you get approved, Megan and I onboard you personally. This is where the Braintrust difference is. And you know what? Gabe just said, howdy, he's late. Because he's late, I'm going to make him say a few words to us. Hi, Gabe, where are you?
Hello, everyone. Gabe Luna Ostasewski here. I'm actually calling in from Napa Valley, north of California. For those of you who don't know California, all of California has not burned and fallen into the ocean. We are safe and sound here. But yeah, I'm the co-founder and chief revenue officer of Braintrust. And so everyone on this call, the other team members do all of the heavy lifting and the hard work. They're the real champions here. But Adam and I helped to co-found this and kind of come up with the concept and find amazing people to carry the torch forward. So I couldn't be more excited to work with this team and also just incredibly grateful for all of you joining us, especially in the early days as this community is being built and as this network and platform is being built. It's not perfect, but I think stay with us, be patient, and there will continue to be more and more jobs, and the platform will continue to evolve, and it will be owned and operated by all of you on this call. And I think that's what inspires us the most is when this thing really does crank and becomes hugely valuable, that all of you will have a huge hand in that. And that's why I get up every day, is to build the first user-owned network and prove that these networks grow faster and become more valuable than traditional marketplaces that take fees from their users and build value on the backs of their users. So I'm just incredibly grateful for all of you guys entrusting us and contributing to this community. And I'm really excited for the year we have ahead.
Thanks so much, Gabe. And, you know, we're only 2 years in. There's a lot to be done. We've done so much in the past couple months. And, you know, I looked at our first job post that went up was only, what, 10, 12 months ago. And now we have 5, 6 different pages of jobs, and talents have been paid more than $1 million through Brainchest in just the past 12 months.
It was last year. We have this sign thing. Last year at this exact time, we generated our first $10. So what we did in a year like this next month, we'll probably book almost $1 million of work to come through the platform in 12 months, essentially hiding under a rock. So I'm just really excited at that trajectory and what this will mean for this community as the years go by.
Thanks for that. And, you know, some exciting news to kick off. You probably already heard, but we raised $18 million in strategic funding recently. Some of you may have some questions around where is that money going to go and why did we raise, who is part of that raise. Adam, would you like to take us through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this was quite a process that we're very happy to be at the end of. For a little context, we raised a $6 million seed round back in November, December of 2018. We really didn't have a platform yet. It was just sort of Gabe and I with what we thought was a good idea around this user-owned network and user-owned economy. We got some great investors back then, and we you know, have been growing. We've been very lean and shrewd and you know, very conservative with cash. We got the platform up and running in 2019, and then, you know, really started in earnest here in 2020. The COVID lockdown, you know, was initially a big jolt to the platform. It was a really scary time. A lot of our clients paused projects, as folks on the call may have experienced. And then in the summer, people started coming back around and just saying, you know what, like this whole remote distributed engineering team idea is like, before it was like something we knew we needed to figure out, but now it's like, it's probably the new normal, right? We can't get into our offices anymore. You know, we need to figure out how to innovate and build software in a distributed way. And so all of a sudden, Braintrust became like an essential. And so that accelerated our timeline through procurement processes and really became a tailwind for the project. So Gabe and I decided to go out and raise some more money. The project was actually on track to become sustainable on the seed round, but we thought, you know what, this is now our time. This model of having very, very low fees allow big, new, interesting, and complex projects hit the marketplace. So we're sort of like the opposite of Upwork, right? Upwork is really for smaller jobs and onesie-twosie kinds of things, whereas Braintrust is really more aimed at larger ongoing projects, like the amazing stuff we're building for Nestle and Porsche and NASA and many others. And so we raised, it was about 18 million of new money. We have a great mix of venture capitalists, so both kind of blockchain specific funds like Pantera, Variant, Multicoin, Blockchange, and then more traditional VCs like Acme and a few other, Omidyar Technology Networks, which is founded by Pierre Omidyar, who was the guy who founded eBay. And so really amazing, you know, that someone who founded the first web-enabled marketplace wrote a big check into what is now becoming the largest user-owned marketplace. It's kind of a cool story. So we're also having some of the large global cryptocurrency exchanges invest, as well as some of our clients, and those are folks that we're right at the tail end of. And so the money really is pretty simply going to be used to grow this network faster. So more folks working with Grady and Pierre on sales, more people working with Mark and Megan in fulfillment. And that's just the name of the game, right? Our job here is to keep building this really high quality talent network and then keep bringing on these really large clients that would ordinarily be very difficult for any individual to bring on, right? These big banks and government agencies and things like that, where the procurement process takes months or quarters. No individual or small development team wants to do that. And so that's our job, is we bring those opportunities onto the platform. So if you haven't seen, we got some great press around it, TechCrunch and CoinDesk and Yahoo Finance and a few others. So go check those out if you haven't already. And but look, the reason we were able to get this done, you know, tokenized networks are still a new thing. It's actually not that easy of a story to tell. As most of you know, you're still trying to probably get up to speed with like, what the hell is it we actually do and why? Imagine telling that story to, 80 investors, only to have, 50 of them say you're stupid, and that's not going to work. And so it was quite a process, but that's how you know you're on the leading edge of something. We're doing something brand new, and our core belief here is that user-owned networks will grow faster and be more valuable for their users than investor-owned networks. And that doesn't mean investors can't play a role, right? We still have a very small portion of our cap table is investors, but the majority of it is given out to folks who actually help us build the network, talent, connectors, et cetera, people who help us on social media, that kind of thing. And so you fast forward that 10 years, you have this giant, awesome network that is owned and controlled by its users, not a bunch of investors who have an incentive to overly tax the network, right? And so we're on this path to keep incentives aligned as opposed to diverge. When incentives diverge on a network, you see what we're now witnessing play out in the gig economy, where networks like the food networks and the driver networks are incentivized to overly tax their users and extract as much value as possible. And that's bad, usually for the supply side, disproportionately affecting the supply side. So we're thrilled with the investor base. We couldn't have done it without all of you guys. The talent is the network here. The clients are the network. And that has all shown through really well. And everyone who's come on from an investor standpoint is really excited about what we're doing. Happy to answer any questions about that.
Thank you, Adam. And I think from a core team perspective, we're very excited and confident. We have two fearless leaders, Gabe and Adam. Adam's raised over 100 million venture capital before, and some really well-known angel investors, like Adam said, the founder of eBay, and also Scott Belsky. And we have James Everingham, the head of engineering for Facebook, just people who really believe in the model and what we're doing. We're really trying to prove this out, and so far it's working. And thank you for being part of this. This is really exciting, and we hope you are very invigorated by it, just like we are. I wanted to share an article from Paul. He's part of the Pantera Capital team. So that's the I think blockchain focused VC. So if everyone, you want to check it out, I just dropped it in Slack. You can see from his perspective, what is Brainchest? I thought it was a really succinct explanation of what our model is. We've been doing some PR, and really, like I said, we don't spend anything on paid advertising right now. We may experiment in the future, but what we try to do is have our founders go out there and talk about us. Adam has appeared on Cheddar TV, NBC Bay Area, and some other podcasts. We have our own podcasts. If you don't already know, I'm also going to drop it into the chat right now. But we really interview some well-known industry folks, and the strategy here is to attract more enterprise clients, right? It's not just to do a podcast. Everyone has podcasts. It's really, we are pointed towards topics and subjects that people are talking about from the enterprise side. So for example, we had Sheila Warren. She was head of blockchain and data policy, member of the executive committee from the World Economic Forum, come on as a guest to share her experience and where the industry is going. We have people from Stanford and Harvard coming to talk about just remote work trends and the future of work. So really the podcast is for people who care about the subject, and having Adam and Gabe x-ray and examine these topics with them. I would encourage you to also check that out as talents of this community, so you know the topics that we are talking about. And finally, I want to let you know that we are working on an ambassadors program. So from the community side, again, sometimes I ask you to tweet about us or share things about us on LinkedIn. Really, that's just to tell our story. And so that when recruiters or hiring managers are looking at you or looking at talent in general, they see someone of your caliber talking about Brainchest, it would help uplift all of us. So Kelly and I are working on a program that's for ambassadors. You post for us, it takes 2 minutes a week. We'll give you B-Trust in return. And Adam will talk about B-Trust later on, but this is happening. If you get an email from me, that's what that's about. So that's just a heads up. Okay, next, I'd love to give you an update on the client side of things. Grady, would you like to take us through some sales updates?
Yeah, you bet. So as you guys have probably noticed, we're getting more jobs on the board every week. Just to give you some stats, kind of in the May, June, July timeframe, even into July, we were kind of at the 2-3 new jobs posted a week. Right now we're sitting at kind of like 8 to 12 per week. So, 4x what we've seen over the last few months, which is fantastic. So what that tells us is, one, it's working, our value prop. People are loving what we're doing. We're getting a lot of referrals from our existing customers, like Pacific Life, like Black & Decker, like Coursera, who are telling their friends that we've got a cool new solution for them that's working, and they can actually find the talent they need and kind of not pay all the markups they would elsewhere. So keep up the great work there. It also tells us that, enterprises are coming back, and they're coming back strong in how they want to work with talent. We're hearing it every day that, where, to Gabe's point earlier, a lot of people were thinking around full-time people before and needing butts and seats and that type of stuff. Remote is the way forward, and we're seeing a lot of our enterprise customers really lean towards contract work, so long as they can pay real market rates for it. So, we're starting to see a lot of traction right now. We had a great Q3 overall from a sales perspective. We did about 1.5 our sales plan, and expect to exceed a pretty aggressive Q4 target as well. So, we're going to continue to press forward. We're hiring on some more salespeople. We've got Pierre and Anna now as well. So we're hoping to be able to spin this up very quickly, guys, and start to get more and more posted. So invite your friends to join. We're always looking for more talent as well.
Megan, would you like to tell us about open roles?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you that have not been on our job board recently, I highly encourage you to take a look. We've got some really, really great roles that have just launched. So as Grady mentioned, we just put Stanley Black & Decker. They reached out to us kind of out of the blue. Grady and I were like, filling a role for Showbit, and then he sent an email introduction to 2 other people that need roles within the company. So this is just the power of the reputation that Braintrust has. So we are currently hiring for a UI UX designer and also a product marketer. So product marketing is not one of our core sweet spots. So this is an excellent time to let me know the best product marketers you've ever worked with. Send me their email address. I'll reach out to them. We'll make sure that you get the Braintrust credit for it. And just as Grady mentioned, when you refer talent, you get 1% of everything that talent ever invoices on the Braintrust platform forever. So it's it's a really great way to earn some passive income and also connect some of the best people to really great opportunities. These are not small bones here. So Stanley Black & Decker just launched 2. We have a full stack role and a back end role for Nextdoor. They are still actively looking for additional applicants. So if you have not already applied and are thinking, should I not? Definitely send in your application for that. Coursera is also hiring for a mobile senior UI UX person. We talked with them yesterday. This role is going to start veering more towards the strategy side. They are not necessarily they're looking for somebody really strong on the UX side, less so on the visuals. They've got tons of design systems that they can implement on the visuals. So they're looking for a really strong mobile UX person. So if you have lots of good experience, let me know. They are looking for additional applicants for that role also. So those are just some of the bigger names that we have coming or existing on the platform. We've got all sorts of some smaller roles that are also actively looking. Versus Game is looking for some talent. They've just started interviewing. Oh my goodness, we just put down Dolby. So I can't believe I forgot to put that on the main list. So Dolby is looking for a senior IT infrastructure engineer. We do have some IT talents on the platform. I took a quick look, and I'm not sure I saw any on this call. But this is a kind of a newer vertical for us, just like product marketing is a little bit newer for us. So if you've ever worked with somebody that is awesome at Active Directory, Office 365, and they're also looking for just an awesome person. So if you know somebody that you think would be a rock star at this job, we would love to talk with them. We have Prospero Health. They are they're new. They don't quite understand exactly what they need. They have a vision. They have some budget. They're looking for some people to help them on what we're calling like a first sprint on Brainchest, where they work with a UI UX product designer and a technical product manager to kind of come up with the overall vision. And then once that North Star is better defined, they have better scope, they have a better idea of how they're going to build it, they're going to repost new jobs on the platform for that second sprint. Much more of a long-term thing. Wiseline is coming in hot. Wiseline is a large company in Silicon Valley that does a lot of like agency type work, similar to YML, Y Media Labs. These are two huge names in the Valley that we would very much like to impress with some incredible talent. So if you have Golang in your back pocket, we'd love to introduce you to Wiseline. YML, Y Media Labs, they're looking for Java developers, they're looking for iOS, Android, they're looking for lead front end. So they've got tons of opportunities available there. And then I want to call out your attention to one very odd little role that we have. Even though we might not have this exact skill on our talent, somebody in this call knows somebody that does. So we are looking for a voice app specialist. This is somebody that's worked with Siri or Alexa and understands how to capture voice, how to translate that voice, how to connect different things. So if you have that type of experience, I'd love to talk with you. But if you know somebody that has that experience, send them my way. I will reach out to them. So if there are ever any questions on any of these open roles that we have, please feel free to reach out to me on Slack. I'm more than happy to let you know where they are in the process. We are working on putting this into the product, so you will always be able to just check on your own. But for now, if you need to know the process, let me know. If you have additional questions on the role about what they're looking for, if you were curious if you're a good fit, let me know. I'm more than happy to kind of walk through any of those open roles on our platform.
Thanks so much, Megan. And just a reminder, everyone, you can get notified of open roles through our newsletters. Sometimes Megan reaches out to you directly because she already knows you, or you get a notification in your talent dashboard. And of course, in our Slack channel. Great, I'm gonna give everyone a quick update on community. We are going to start something new when it comes to screening talents that come into the network. So with every company, there's like a beginning growth phase, and then you become more mature, and then you scale. I think we are at a point where, you know, up to this point, everyone who wants to get into Brainchest, it's been Megan's the gatekeeper, right? And then it's been one-on-one conversations. Sometimes I schedule meetings with you to talk to you about what you want to, basically what type of opportunities you want. But we're trying to formalize this process so that it makes, I think, the experience in a way that there is a better way to scale, right? We're getting more and more demand, and we want to make sure that we can meet that demand with this new screening process that we're putting in place. So this is more of an FYI to you because you are all already approved talent. What we're putting in place is for people on the wait list. So we have thousands of people on the wait list right now. We're going to be piloting a beta program where everyone, it'll be a 3-step process to start. Everyone will need to fill out their profile to at least 75% completion. So then there's no random profiles on Brainchest. And it also tests how serious someone is, right? Once you get to 75%, we're gonna ask them to submit a 2-minute video to talk about them, who they are, what type of opportunities they're looking for, to screen for professionalism, communication, and just, are you who you say you are, right? So once we get that, they pass those criteria, we move to stage 2, which is a technical screening. So we have this figured out for engineering talents first. We're using CoderByte assessment tests that we already have our existing talents helping us put together based on role. So the most common roles, front end, back end, full stack, iOS, Android developer roles, they will go through testing as a technical assessment. And once they pass there, finally, we will have scheduled interviews with approved talents. So we will go through the third step of talent screening, 30-minute interview through video it's just like a job interview. So there's gonna be work history walkthrough, behavioral questions, professionalism questions. We have maybe like a 40 to 50 point system that we check for on the back end, and just really it becomes like our database of talents, right? This is our little black book of things that we know about our talents in addition to just your profile, because that's not only what you are. You're so much more than that. And we want to get to know you from the very first step. And so in order for this to scale, again, we need talent screeners. And that's what I'm going to need your help with. If you are interested in learning more about this program, of course, you'll be rewarded with B-Trust. We can talk about other structures that make sense. We want to find talent screeners from our approved talent pool to decide who do you want to let in, who is in the right caliber, what type of talent should be part of the Brainchest network. You are owners here, so you decide. So that's a program we're going to start piloting to let more waitlist talents into Brainchest approved talent pool. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I wanted to give a quick update on Brainchest Academy. So you probably have seen in your talent dashboard, we've updated the talent dashboard. Thank you, Mark, so much for working with the product team to make that happen. We cleaned up some screens. There's a new tab called Brainchest Academy. You'll see yours truly, my face there, talking to you about some best practices and things to help you succeed on Brainchest, right? So this is not some generic class that you can find on Coursera or other places. This is, hey, this is Brainchest clients. This is what they expect. How do you fill out your profile so you stand out? What's the best way to submit a proposal? What are some things that you want to put in your cover letter, as well as real life examples? So I pulled in some best in class cover letter examples. We show them in the videos to you. We pulled in some best profiles. I walked through every profile, why they stand out, why they get jobs. So please check them out if you can. And I just want to quickly go over some community roundtables that are coming up. We host these roundtables. If you haven't joined one before, I encourage you to join the next one by Lita Tohidi. She is a talent. She's a product manager. She actually won a job with Glow, but she's going to talk about leveraging LinkedIn to land your dream client. I think that's something that is really interesting. She has spoken to a lot of freelancers and advised a lot of entrepreneurs on how to get more connected, maximizing your LinkedIn. It's not just having a LinkedIn account and be passive. It's much more than that. And so she's going to get into the tactical stuff at our next roundtable. And then also Crystal Marcus, which is she's on this call. Hi, Crystal. She's going to be talking about building trust over working remote. Trust has become such an interesting topic and so much more important because we don't see each other in real life. How do you build trust in the shortest time possible? Sometimes, I might be giving something away, but showing vulnerability or admitting to faults, right? Crystal and I had a really great conversation the other day, and she has a lot to share. She's also a trained teacher. So we're gonna be hosting a roundtable with Crystal to go over those topics. And finally, from me, let's have everyone have an opportunity to earn B-Trust Live. Why not? We're all here in person. So here's the thing. The question is super simple. What I need you to do is drop the answer into the chat. Once you hear my question, the first person who gets the answer right wins B-Trust. We'll give 20 B-Trust this time. Okay, ready? What is the name of Braintrust podcast? Everyone's clicking that link in chat right now. Tomas, you won again. Tomas sent it to me privately. Tomas has won previously, but yeah, the answer is The Way Work Should Work. All right, well, that's it from me. On to operations. Mark, would you please give us an update?
All righty, thank you, Shirley. I was hoping for another multiple choice there. I jumped the gun on my answer, shoot. All right, so I'm going to keep this really brief. Where I talk about what has launched recently in the product on the application side, and then what we have upcoming on the roadmap. For some of the new people, we are on 1 week sprints. So we launch to production every week or every other week. And each sprint, we reserve time for new product features, bug fixes, security improvements, and infrastructure, just housekeeping, making sure that the site is always up and available for you and our clients, and making sure that we're adding the most valuable things based on your feedback and based on client feedback. So from the client side, some of the biggest work we've done is behind the scenes with invoicing. We have a joke around here. It seems like every week there's a new invoicing request from a new client. Our goal is to pay you guys as soon as they pay us, or net 30. So we have been making a lot of improvements on the client side, making sure that they get the invoices in the way that they would like to see them, that match their internal processing, so we get that payment coming as fast as possible to you. On the application side, Shirley mentioned the great new redesigned talent dashboard, getting a lot more resources front and center, cleaning that up a little bit. And then on the profile side, this is based on a lot of your feedback, improving the project cases, especially the image handling for those. So now we have the ability to a more modern way to crop images and handle those, not only for the hero image that shows up on the project itself on your profile, but a deeper level of other images on those project cases. So these continue to be really important for our clients. It's one of the things that we hear most about from them. They love seeing the projects and the deeper dives that you provide, not just a big brick of text. Having those projects is one of the things that we still see the clients interacting with most, and it's the way that they evaluate who they want to talk to first when they have these proposals coming into them. There have been many accessibility improvements. You may not notice these, but one of our largest clients is a rule of theirs that any site they interact with has to be accessible, meaning that you can interact with it with a keyboard or other input devices. And it's really just helped us kind of clean everything up and make sure that our UI is the best it can be, and that the links have descriptions, the images have descriptions. So people who interact with sites differently than other people have a way to navigate our site and get around. On the product roadmap, very exciting. There has been much discussion of this over the years. On the client side, they love hearing about our competitive bidding process, because that's the terms they use with their procurement teams when they ship new projects out. Some customers have to have a competitive bidding process, meaning they work with multiple companies and getting those bids. On the talent side, we all hate this word bid, so we are putting an end to it. I am proud to announce the death of the bid. We will now call it proposal. So we're going to see that probably early next week across the site. You will be submitting proposals. It's a very similar process to submitting the bid, but it just more accurately represents what you are doing when you raise your hand and say that you would like to work on a project. So we hope you like that word proposal. We'll see how it goes. And then the other important thing we have on the profile and proposal side is skills moderation. So you know that when you go through and create your profile, entering the skills, we let you say whatever skills that you want. It's created a little bit of a Wild West situation where we have many skills referred to similarly or slightly differently than the main skill that we would say is kind of the top level alias for a skill. So we're adding a new moderation. You'll be hearing more about this from us. We're going to be asking for your help. Another way to earn tokens with us is help gather kind of common skills up. So the great example is React, React.js, React.js, React framework. We're talking about this in many different ways. It doesn't really matter on your profile. You can still enter anything you like and have that show up, but particularly for the skills match percentage, when you submit a proposal, the clients see that match percentage, and we just want to make sure that you are looking as good as your profile when you enter those skills. So we'll have that moderation out there, and we'll be asking for your help with that. Those are the biggest things coming in the product. Lots more to come as usual next month. And of course, we always want to hear your feedback on things you think could be better, just to make your life easier when you're interacting with our site. So hit me on Slack, hit me at mark@usebraintrust.com, and we will get your ideas slotted.
All right. Thank you, Mark. And the whole team. That was a really awesome agenda today. So I'll wrap us up here. We talk about timeline for the project, more key milestones. So that was a big milestone, getting that fundraising done over the last couple months. We are now back to work. We're hiring, we're growing the team, we're expanding this core team even more, and more importantly, expanding the talent base and the client base. So it's one foot in front of the other, more clients, more jobs. We will be, the next big milestone for the project is we will be publicly launching the network and the token. Our goal is to have that be sometime next year, 2021. And there's a lot to do before then. We have a lot of work still to do around the Ethereum, the blockchain framework, some of the smart contract work, et cetera. So we'll be ramping that up over the next few months. So very exciting stuff. I'll tackle a few questions here before we get to the end. So there's one question: why aren't referrals simply paid in cash? This is a great question. So in our early days here, while we're still growing the network, we're actually using that 10% fee just to like plow it back into growth, right? Pay our engineers, pay our designers, pay our salespeople. It's a thin margin, and so we're just using it to grow. The token, and that gets me into the next question, is now, and let me put a pin on that one. So it is not, it's feasible that we would in the future, sometime in the future, actually pay rewards in cash if that's what people prefer. That's certainly on the table. In these early days, we're just using that money to reinvest into the network. And then that gets me into the next question: what do you do with these tokens? Well, that's a great question. So for anyone who hasn't seen, I recorded, I think, a couple videos that you can see in the talent dashboard, talking through some of these use cases. So I encourage you to look at a couple of those, but I'll address kind of the important ones here. So first of all, tokens are a new thing, and there's lots of different kinds of tokens. Bitcoin is a type of token, which is sort of like digital gold. If you're worried about inflation, you may buy Bitcoin. There are other tokens that are used for smart contracts, like Ether on the Ethereum blockchain. Our Braintrust token represents control, so voting interest in the marketplace, in the network. It's not a financial token, so it doesn't like pay you a dividend or anything like that. It doesn't really even today have any real cash value. That could change in the future. But what it's used for is, like I said, voting. So we're building a voting system where it's one vote, one token, where all of us here at Braintrust and all of our users and clients even will be able to vote over things like which category should we be into next? How stringent should our talent vetting system be? What should the fees be? Should we charge clients more? What should be done with those fees? Like all the things that like a company that runs a marketplace would decide on, our community will actually propose and decide on, and that the token is the vehicle for that. There's lots of other cool things you can redeem the token for. Shirley's built this Brainchest Academy. You can trade it in for swag. There's all these other cool things I'll let Shirley cover at some point later about uses for the token. And then finally, we're going to build this what we call a bid staking system, where we allow you to stake some tokens along with your, it's now proposal and not bid. So proposal staking system is what we'll rebrand that to. But this basically will allow you to signal to clients that like you're the right person for this job, and that if you were to be a no-show or whatever, you might lose these tokens in that escrow. This is a great way for you to differentiate your business, win more jobs, win more business on Braintrust by kind of putting a little bit of skin in the game. We're also going to build the same feature for clients. To, there will be a point where, right now we're by design, we're demand constrained, we're client constrained. That will eventually tip, and there will be clients fighting over you. And so that's probably in the not too distant future. So we will allow clients to use tokens in the very same way, to sort of show you that if you take the time to submit a proposal, you'll get these tokens either way, something along those lines. So the token is the control, the governance system, and the incentive mechanism of the network. And so lots more to get to there. The token's still not live. We're still on testnet with it. We'll do lots more of these talks kind of dedicated to all things token. There's lots more things you can do with it, but that's where I'll leave it for now.
Thank you, Adam. Gabe, did you have anything to add to that?
There's unmute there. No, I think that was great. So I've got to hop actually. Unfortunately, it was great to see everyone's faces and put names to faces, and just again, thank you all so much for your contributions here and being a part of this early community. I've got to hop into a marketing meeting focused on helping get everyone more jobs. So it's great to see everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys. I got to drop as well. Nice to see everybody. Thank you.